So myself, Joy, and Morrison with our very good friend Jonathan. He was there in Kolkata for more than 5 years, studying
Almost 10 years.
Eastern classical music, and also doing his own personal sadhana on Mother and Sri Aurobindo. And he's now doing doctorate,
I am, yeah.
PhD,
PhD
from
student.
University in East West.
And yeah, the department name is East West
East West.
Psychology, and it's at the California Institute of
Yes.
Integral Studies in
Yes.
San Francisco.
Yes, and he's a proficient jazz musician, and he's obviously everyone knows by now who's in Kolkata that his hero is John Coltrane. So now we are having a new project over here,
Yeah.
and Jonathan will introduce the world audience and people over here about his project.
Sure.
Yeah, so
Yes. So, yeah, my name is Jonathan Kay, and I'm from Toronto. And this project has come about with some friendships that I developed while living in Calcutta. We have Bodhisattva on the guitar, who I played with many times. He was in an earlier group that I had here in Calcutta, which was exploring the kind of the confluence of east and west, and that was called the Serpentine Trio.
Yeah.
This is a new group that includes the drummer Oni, Anuruddha Saha.
Delhi.
He's from Calcutta.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And I played with him last time, and he's a really creative, like super creative drummer. I loved playing with him right away.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a joining of these friends that I had cultivated before I moved back to the West.
Yes.
And the band's name, we're calling it the Sound Art Trio.
Mhm.
We also have another friend of mine who I played with last time, Argyo Chakraborty, and he's going to join us for a couple tunes on piano.
Yeah.
But you mentioned my influence of John Coltrane, which is
Yeah.
obviously a big part of who I am. Tonight we're actually playing some Ornette Coleman music.
Wow.
So we're not
Ornette
going to be
Coleman, yeah.
playing any Coltrane music tonight, but I'm going to be I offered to the group
Yeah.
a couple tunes of Ornette's, and I've been really studying and going deep into his music recently.
Yeah.
Which has been a whole world of creativity and expression, and he's a fantastic and innovative musician.
Yes.
And then we're doing some.
You're also
one
playing
of-
this, right?
I'm doing a little Esraj tonight. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna play one of his tunes, one of
Yes.
his most famous tunes called "Lonely Woman" on the Esraj.
Yes, beautiful.
And the Bodhi offered a tune of his called Counter Genesis. We're going to play one of his tunes.
Right.
And we are playing 3 tunes of Oni's. He's been into doing ambient electronic
Music.
tracks
Yes.
from a creative perspective,
Yes.
experimental perspective, I guess you could say. And so we're going to be working with some of his tracks in a way.
Yes.
And so I'm excited.
Excited and
And
It's
also,
great to be
like,
back.
another question: how do you feel coming back after so many years?
Oh my gosh, it's been it's very a lot of emotions coming up when I first arrived back in Calcutta. I can't believe how much I missed Calcutta. I really did. I went being in Bengal for 10 years. I went back to and lived in San Francisco.
and Shantiniketan you can also mention.
2 years in Shantiniketan, and I've already visited Shantiniketan. Now I'm been back here in Kolkata for a week or so, I guess. And it's one of those things that I started my PhD or my master's and PhD in San Francisco, and that really kept me moving forward in a direction. And I think that coming back here has kind of awakened a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, and
Yes.
a lot of memory of
Yes.
the sadhana that had happened
Yes,
here. And
yes.
I really do miss the culture, miss the people, miss the food. I've been enjoying all of this
Yeah.
so much since being back. But
You have been cooking also.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. So.
So-
And I would also like you to mention a bit more about your dissertation and what you studied, like in short.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm looking here at the stage for tonight, and so maybe I'll speak from this perspective. I mean, jazz was the first music that I encountered that really brought me to some kind of another world in a way, like a sonic world. I really felt like when I listened to jazz, more than any kind of music, it was kind of like a gateway to something completely
A portal.
outside,
A
a
portal.
portal, exactly. And within the musicians that I've discovered, there are traces, and it kind of opens you, if you're receptive in a way, to kind of cosmic forces like John Coltrane or Ornette Coleman, for instance, were playing his music tonight, but there was something about that countercultural movement in the 60s
Yeah.
where this music wasn't for entertainment, it was for...
Jaco Pastorius was there.
Yeah.
We met John McLaughlin and Zakir.
Beautiful.
And in one of the conversations, he was saying that the instrument becomes your body. There is no difference between the instrument, and if that doesn't happen, music doesn't happen.
Right, exactly. Without that, I mean, an instrument is really a way to exteriorize what's interior.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're right, when we can become in fluid relation and almost like conversation, co-creative.
Plasticity with mother says.
Exactly. And you're right, in those moments, when you are accessing like cosmic or greater forces than your habitual normative self, there is a flow between that instrument and you that is like, it's almost like it creates the long circuit.
Loop.
Yeah,
Feedback
exactly.
loop.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
So we're searching for that tonight, but my dissertation is kind of, I'm looking at...
In the Presidency University.
I'm presenting there tomorrow,
Yeah.
and that's on with my mentor Debashish Banerjee, and that's on
Posthumanism.
Posthumanism. So posthumanism is a part of my dissertation work.
Very good.
And it's looking at music as basically, let's say in the first level, as a countercultural force.
Yeah.
Something in which you can kind of make yourself differently. And that's where it's like something that's on the periphery of what is mainstream. You're really the experimental aspect of engaging with materials and trying to see what can happen if you let those materials
Mother's playground.
converge.
Let's say mother's
Yeah,
playground.
exactly. And so the experimental nature of this music, I think, offers a model or a way in which people can understand, or I can understand, how I remake myself and also extend that to culture
Constructive
in general.
becoming.
Beautiful, yeah, and construct a different world.
Yeah.
So there's revolutionary potentials. It's from a countercultural relationship to the kind of the polis in a way, the mainstream.
Yeah.
And I think that you can really use music, and I'm speaking maybe jazz right now. That was my first encounter, but also raga music as a way of as an interface for the divine, or for the outside, or for something.
All the
something
states of
greater.
consciousness.
Different, absolutely.
nominal.
Yes.
Not phenomenal.
Nominal.
Yeah.
That's great.
Beautiful.
So it's a great conversation having with him.
And like just a last message, because this is going to be on YouTube. So like your message, like what you're studying is very relevant at this present time.
Contextual.
Right, yeah. Well, okay, so that's, I think, what I'm realizing in my research is that in my life, that kind of countercultural node, or that activist node, or that drive, let's say, has been there. And I think that more than ever, in my life anyway, in the 41 years I've lived, we are in need of new ideas, new concepts, new languages, new communities that can build themselves around these ideas, which can kind of rest the ways in which the world is so much kind of bearing down, kind of over-determining how we become. We're constantly being fed images of consumption, and images in which this is what will make you happy. This is what contentment lies. And so I think that going into the experimental,
I think social media is a big
right, and so I think that we all need to take a critical step back and look inward to really find what is it that we want to do in our lives. What is our goal? And I think that forming these kind of questions is the first step to separating ourselves from the forces that have kind of been internalized in a way, through social media and through the oversaturation of the digital.
So that we don't become another brick in the wall.
Exactly.
All the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like our humanoid robots.
Humanoid robot, yeah. We don't want to become a brick in the wall. We want to become a piece of dynamite.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what music can offer, and that's what my studies are looking at.
Yeah. So I think it's a very, very good interaction with him, and we look forward to doing something with future poetry, which I'm working on, and how we can arrange. We did some shows here in, I think, with the embassies. Bengal Chamber of Commerce.
But that was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
So we would look forward, because now I'm picking up the guitar as well.
Nice, yeah.
So we will see how we can arrange a little bit of that and present it to the people before you leave.
Great.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Yeah.